Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschanta Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gauru Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vacharam, Pangum Nangaite Girim, Yat Krupatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatari. Hare Krishna. Today we'll see verse number 10 of chapter 8, Attaining the Supreme. So Krishna is explaining. Yesterday's verse we saw, Krishna gave the glories, we can say glories of the Supreme Lord, how he is pervading everywhere, how he is essence of everything, how he is smaller than the smallest, but he is pervading all the universe, how he is guiding everyone, how he is without the beginning, and he is beyond our material conceptions, and he is maintainer of everything. So in short, Krishna gave that the Supreme Lord is inconceivable to this material mind, and that's how we should look at him. And he's giving these glories so our material minds can surrender unto him. So now Krishna is, from this verse to next 3 to 4 verses, Krishna is giving explanation with Yoga Mishra Bhakti, how we can do it to remember at the time of death. So let's see the verse. Prayana kale manasa chalena.
Prayana kale manasa chalena.
Bhaktya yukta yoga balena chaiva.
Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva.
Bhruvor madhye pranam avesha samyak.
Bhruvo madhye pranamavesha samyak.
Satam param purusham upaiti divyam.
Satam param purusham paiti divyam.
Prayana kale manasa chalena.
Prayana kale manasa chalena.
Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva.
Bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva.
Bhruvor madhye pranam avesha samyak.
Bhruvo madhye pranamavesha samyam.
Satam param purushum upaiti divyam.
Satam param purusham paiti divyam.
Please chant.
प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगा बलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणाम् अवेश्य सम्यक् सतां परं पुरुषम् उपैति दिव्यम्.
Okay. So, let's see the translation and purport. One who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, it is clearly stated that at the time of death, the mind must be fixed in devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For those practiced in yoga, it is recommended that they raise the life force between the eyebrows to the Agnya Chakra. The practice of such Chakra Yoga involving meditation on the 6 chakras is suggested here. A pure devotee does not practice such yoga, but because he is always engaged in Krishna consciousness, at death he can remember Supreme Personality of Godhead by his grace. This is explained in the verse 14. The particular use of word yoga balena is significant in these words because without practice of yoga, whether Satchakra Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, one cannot come to this transcendental state of being at the time of death. One cannot suddenly remember the Supreme Lord at death. One must have practiced some yoga system, especially the system of Bhakti Yoga. Since one's mind at death is very disturbed, one should practice transcendence through the yoga during one's life. So here Krishna is actually explaining the yogis who are doing the Ashtanga Yoga practice, how they can remember. So here we see, even if the Ashtanga yogis, they can practice the meditation and different siddhis. If they come in association with the devotees, then along with the Ashtanga Yoga, they will do some bhakti. And for them, this is the way to remember the Supreme Lord. So here also we see the devotion or bhakti is required. So just doing the Ashtanga Yoga is not sufficient. Ashtanga Yoga is a step to go to Bhakti Yoga. So this stage is Yoga Mishra Bhakti stage where you are doing yoga practice and also Bhakti. But if we see other way around, if you are doing the Bhakti Yoga, continuously engaging in the service of the Supreme Lord, some seva you are doing, but still you have to withdraw the sense mind from the sense objects, right? So mind is because of its conditioning, it gets automatically attached to several things that we know or we don't know many times. So we somehow need to uh, remove the mind's attachment from the sense object to the Supreme Lord. That practice need to be done. So Ashtanga Yogi, he will control the mind by doing the yoga practice or meditation. And Bhakti Yogi, what he will do, he will try to engage all the senses into the service of the Lord so that mind cannot think of anything else. So this we have to practice throughout our life, and then actually we can remember Krishna at the time of death, because we have to in the eighth or seventh verse, Krishna said abhyas. So we have to do the practice throughout our life, and if we practice, then only we can somehow, by Krishna's mercy, we can remember him. So if we are Bhakti Yogi, yeah, the approach is different. So Krishna will tell that in the next 14th verse, as Srila Prabhupada mentions. But for this Yoga Mishra Bhakta, he has to fix here, because this yogi is meditating on the different chakras, and then they know how this life air, where to fix that life air and how to move that life air. So they can fix it on the between the eyebrows, which is one of the Agnya chakra. And but they need this because the Ashtanga yogi, if he's practicing throughout the life, then he gets that strength of yoga by connecting with the chakras. He can control his mind and focus on the chakra. And if by chance he is in association or he comes in association with bhaktas or devotees, then he might have done some bhakti. So, but still he needs full devotion. That is what we say, full surrendering. In this way, if you connect, then actually he will attain the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we see Ashtanga Yoga is one step below the Bhakti Yoga, but Bhakti is required. So many times it may happen that the Ashtanga Yogi may not come in contact with the devotees, so he may not actually do the direct Bhakti mm, with yoga. So in that case, he even if he fixes the mind on the chakra at the time of death, if he is not connecting or if he is not yukta with the Supreme Lord in devotion, then he will not attain, because at that time he may meditate on something else. So that's why association of devotees is important, and engaging the mind in the bhakti process is important in any case. So Krishna in next 3 4 verses he will explain. Uh, so this is Ashtanga Yogi. So next he has to explain about, okay, Gyan Yogi, how he can go, and how any yogi has to practice throughout our life. That also needs to be. Krishna will tell us that also. So from my example, I can say that even if you are doing bhakti, you are doing chanting, you are reading, you are discussing, still the mind is many times attached to the several things. And even if we know that we have to give up these attachments to the material things, still we cannot give that up. It's very difficult, because that is coming from so many lifetimes. But at least in this lifetime, maybe we understand that, okay, we are attached to so and so, or we are attached to such and such thing, and we have to give it up. And to give it up, we have to increase the attachment to Krishna. So if we are doing something with the attachment, by the force of attachment, then like Krishna told that mind has to take decision and intelligence has to give the determination. So if we find that we are doing something that is not supporting the bhakti, we should try to go to the intelligence. But even if the intelligence tells the mind that this is not correct, what you are doing is not correct, this is decremental to bhakti, but still the mind is so strong. So Krishna told, right? So no, sorry, Arjuna told, right? The mind is so strong that it's very difficult to control the mind. It's like the controlling the air. And Krishna also agreed that yes, it's not easy to control the mind. But he said you can do it by practice, suitable practice and detachment, vairagya. That was the sixth chapter. So both these qualities need to be developed by having full devotion to Krishna. And then automatically we get detached from the sensual things. And this requires a practice throughout our life. It may not suddenly happen, because we have to overcome the anarthas of several lifetimes. So it needs high level of determination, and that determination comes in association of devotees. That determination comes in by reading, by chanting, by doing some devotional service. So that's the purpose of having these discussions, or doing the chanting, or doing some books, reading some books, preparing prasadam in some proper consciousness. So all these activities are actually what we are doing. We are preparing for the death. Right? So whole life we have to prepare for that one moment. It requires everyday enforcing our mind to decide the same thing, and that requires yoga. So if we cannot control, we have to do some meditation. We have to try some meditation. We have to try some physical exercises to bring up that determination. And everyone will have different way of bringing up determination. And after doing all that, also we may fail. Every day we may fail, but every day we have to say no. Okay, today also I fail, but still I want to do it. And Krishna says that if you have that determination, even if you create the mistakes, in the ninth chapter, 30th verse, he will say that even if you create mistake, but if you are determined to do bhakti or reach the goal, still I will consider that person as a sadhu, because of his determination. So we fail and we try, we fail and we try. And by this, at the end of this lifetime, at that particular moment, we may be able to remember by this practice of feeling and doing. So next verse says Krishna will tell about how the other yogis, like the Gyan yogi, how he will do, because he's not focusing on any chakra. So how he can do that. So that we will see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So any comments? Any points? Any problems that we have? Like I shared the problems. I experienced that. So there will be problems, but we somehow need to keep practicing. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. See you tomorrow with the next verse. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.